Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is January 2nd, 2024, and today is Tuesday morning. So welcome back, everybody, and wishing you all a fantastic year moving forward. But first, looking at today's highlights. Bitcoin breaks out the year higher. But first, no major economic events scheduled for today. So as we move into this week, tomorrow we got big FOMC rate statements. So that's a huge number coming up at the get-go. Now looking at the market, starting out with the Forex symbols, the major pairs are unchanged while the Turkish Lira continues its descent from last year to this year. New lows versus the dollar. Now looking at the indices, both the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ on their highs. Looking at commodities, gold and oil remain unchanged. And as we look at the stocks, they ended up the year really flat. And lastly, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin starts out the year with a bang. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. We're starting out the year really unchanged when it comes to the Forex symbols. The euro just tapering off its highs of 111 to 110-ish level. Okay, so it's about 100 pips change, but day to day really didn't change much. However, moving into tomorrow, it might get interesting as we have big FOMC, and that affects the dollars. So as we enter tomorrow, we'll see somewhat of action. It'll probably be choppy, but just be aware of it. Now looking at the Turkish Lira continues to make new lows versus the dollar, 29.64, and it's interesting closer to that 30 level. And if it does push that 30 level, it could really explode even higher than that. So just keep a watch on it, really, on your radar. Now, looking at gold, it's testing its highs again, okay? 2075 right now, and just shy of it, 2079-ish, 499, whatever it is. But it is testing that high. So if it does break out higher, this will be a point where we may see it finally close up higher and even close higher than 2100. That might still be. So keep an eye on this also later today. Looking at oil, really unchanged from day to day, $73. It's been trading between this very relatively tightish range between $75 and $71, but nothing really crazy right in the midpoint between that right now. Now looking at the U.S. markets, this is where it gets interesting. 38,047, and we're on our dead highs on the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ as well, okay, as it is topping out close to its highs as well here. Now, looking at the individual stocks, nothing big happened. Facebook was close to its all-time highs again at 353. JP Morgan was close to its all-time highs of 170. We closed out the year pretty strong. The question is where we're going from here. Okay, will we have a sell-off month? Is inflation in check? Will Fed Powell say that he's going to start decreasing interest rates in the next quarter? Even these things may affect the markets, moving forward. So keep that in mind as well. Now, looking at Bitcoin, this is where it gets really interesting. And we mentioned this last week. For the past 2 weeks, it set itself up into two wedge formations, okay? There is one wedge formation and then a second wedge formation. And finally, the second wedge formation actually broke out. Now, we are at relatively new highs for last year and this year, okay? 45,800, that is a breakout. We do have some resistance at 47,500-ish level, so keep that in mind as well. But if it plows through it, it should be able to get through 50K. And that's a big turnaround for Bitcoin. Remember, this thing was trading at 16 to 15,000 just about 6 months ago. So it's a huge, huge deal. Now, looking forward, okay, so we got a bunch of numbers coming out tomorrow. In terms of corporate space, we don't have anything coming out this month. So what we're looking at is really just financial news. So maybe we'll take some pot shots of people taking money off the table. We are entering an election year. That's a big deal. So keep that in mind as well. This is Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.